You know, we all experience moments of self-doubt, but for some, that feeling goes much deeper, and they may struggle from something called imposter syndrome. Here to explain is Amelia Vogler, grounding expert and energy medicine specialist. Thank you so very much for joining us here on the morning show.
Good morning, Jose. Good morning, Houston. Thanks for having me.
Okay, what exactly is the imposter syndrome? Can you explain that?
Yeah, of course. So I think all of us have opportunities in our lives where we don't feel successful enough or good enough or smart enough or kind of headed towards something new and feel a little fraudulent. And that's normal. You know, if we don't have training and we don't have experience, we all kind of kick up those feelings naturally. But there are others of us who are kind of haunted by those feelings, that it's an I am thing. Like, I'm not successful enough. I am not good enough, deep inside. And we start taking on some of the fears that people are judging us. But really what we're doing is judging ourselves.
Now, were those feelings amplified during the pandemic?
I think so. I mean, anxiety was higher, our stress is higher. We're all confronted with a lot of fear and anxiety anyway. And so that's going to kick up any sort of feelings of not good enough because we're meeting something huge, important, and scary. So I think we're all kind of walking through this as best as we can, but certainly imposter syndrome showing up more and more.
Okay, what would you say are some of the common symptoms that folks could recognize and say, wow, that's imposter syndrome?
Well, I think manifesting anxiety within. So we start feeling unsurety deep inside. Sometimes we even might have body sensations that come up, panic attacks, quivering, shaking. If we're in a meeting, imposter syndrome shows up a lot in our business and professional lives. So if you've ever been in a meeting and you have tons of things to say and suddenly the opportunity arises and you just don't say it because something's keeping you from saying that deeper inside, that's imposter syndrome showing up.
Okay. How can people overcome imposter syndrome? Do you have to go see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or can you do it on your own?
Well, you know, I think that any type of limiting issue that comes up that's repeated and repeated, I always advocate, go talk to someone. There are people out there to help us. And there's some things that we can do on our own. So using introspection as a way of getting in touch with what's your story, you know, what's your story that you tell yourself about who you are, and noticing some of those core beliefs. And if those core beliefs are centered around not good enough, not smart enough, feeling kind of fraudulent, that's one of your keys. So first we have to see it and then we can change it. So taking some of those, wait a minute, I am good enough in this area of my life, and start to apply sort of a new belief pattern for yourself. That's one. Another one that I love is self-love. You know, is offering yourself opportunities for kindness, opportunities for compassion, seeing moments in your day where you're struggling and meeting yourself in that struggle and saying, you know what? I think you've done something like this before, reflecting back on a time when you have had a similar issue and you've gotten through it. That's an example of calling forth self-love and caring and compassionate kind of memory. And then one of my other ones are story follows state. You know, flip your script. So what we tell ourselves is a story, rewrite that story.
Those are really some great suggestions. Thank you so very much, Amelia Vogler, on the imposter syndrome. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose.
Have a great day.